Two wheels are better than four. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club. Hello everybody, welcome to 17 Scooters Club. We are missing Natalie, but she will be here. Anyways, it's Liv and it's Katie. And I literally just woke up. I have off today. Apparently I've also slept through an earthquake.
Mom was sending earthquake messages.
Yeah, she's like Northern California. I'm in Central California, so like I don't know. I could have had one, I could have not, but sleeping's always been my superpower. Like I could sleep through everything. And yeah, all until my dog starts whining at me that it's time to get breakfast. And so that happened and I checked my phone and I'm like, "Oh my god, we're supposed to record."
Gordon, I think
We're supposed to
sleeping
record.
is also my superpower, and I think that we get it from number one when we were little, traveling everywhere with Patty, like having to sleep in the car, having to sleep at Disney. All of our flights got canceled. We're just gonna stay in the or stay in the airport. And then number two, marching band, like having to sleep
Yes.
all the time wherever you are.
I would say, and add a number three, are thin walls. Like, when was there not somebody playing the saxophone? When was I not singing?
Literally singing in piano at all hours of the night. It
And the piano's fucking loud.
was 5 minutes.
Oh, Natalie, 5 minutes for Natalie. Should we time her and see if she's actually legit?
Yeah, let's see.
6. We'll see. Yeah, I think that all three of those marching band for sure. Traveling, sleeping at the airports, yes. But I think also our house was just built in really, really long time ago.
Yeah. Speaking of a chaotic house, it's funny, like my superpower in college was always like everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to work in a quiet space. Like I need to go I'm gonna go to the library to get this done. Kate, do you want to come?" And I'm like, "No, like I could just do it here." And they're like, "How are you focusing?" And then I always would blame that on our house. Like we grew up in like utter chaos and it's always loud. So like I can focus and whatever. But now I'm the complete opposite because my house is so quiet. That was Tony.
Tony, yeah, your house is so quiet. So quiet.
It's so quiet normally.
Uh-huh.
So then when I'm doing work and I'm like, let me just put on some music to listen to in the background. Immediately no. I'm like, okay, I need silence now. So I'm like turning into a grumpy old lady, I guess.
Yeah, that happened to me early. Like I was that I we're gonna go all the way back. I hated doing homework. And I'm like, I have so many classes, I don't want to do homework, and then I have to do like color garden shit after class. Like, how am I gonna get my homework done and still like have any sort of life? And so I'm like, okay, during my lunch, I'm gonna do my homework. And then it started to be like too loud in the cafeteria. So I'm like, okay, I need to go to the library. So I was that kid who spent her lunch in the library getting all my homework done.
I think
So,
I used to try that to do that
yeah.
too.
I think that started it for me. I still have nightmares that I'm actually I have this nightmare a lot now that I'm thinking about it. I still have nightmares that I was in a math class and I just didn't understand it from the get-go. And so I just stopped going and I still go to sleep and I'd be like, "Huh, what about my math class? Like I should probably go check in and see how bad my grade is or
Wait,
drop the class."
I have a similar dream and mine is at Mall World and it's like kind of an old timey school, but it's a modern day math class and it's the same thing. Like, oh, new semester, let me go. I go
And
and
it's math?
and it's math. I sit
Oh,
down
that makes
at
sense
the
for
new
us.
semester and I'm like, okay, cool, I could do this. And then I go wherever. And then, like, in my dream, it's been weeks and I walk by the class and I'm like, I keep walking. And then I'm like, I should probably go check in and see. So then once in a while, I'll go sit down and they're like, hey, here, look at your folder. You've missed all these topics. And I'm like, okay. And then I get stressed. I'm like, okay, no, I'm just going to leave.
No, that's weird. That's very, very similar to my
We
dream.
should draw it.
Okay,
Not right now,
I'm not
but
gonna,
like,
mine looks like it doesn't look like UVMS, but it's the same setup. Like it's a
yes.
square on top of a square. Is yours
The,
the same?
you mean the classroom or the building?
No, the building. And I know
Yeah.
it's like upstairs. It's kind of like where Mr. Tucci's room was, but it's
Yeah, that's your
upstairs.
stairwell. The upstairs
Yeah.
stairwell? You come up to,
Wait,
is it on the right hand side when you come out of the stairwell?
yeah. Are we
Do we
going? Are
are
we
we
both
the
in
same
the
math
same math
class?
class?
But we
Oh
never
my god, we're both failing. Where's is Natalie the teacher's pet in the front row? Girl, why isn't she doing our homework? That's weird.
That's
That's really
crazy.
weird.
And it's the same tan circly desks with not the pointed corners like the UVMS kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like is it a woman teacher
Weird.
or a male teacher?
Yeah. Okay, she's a woman. She
Yes.
has dark hair.
And she's like, she's nice.
She has dark hair.
Yeah, she's dark. She's like a little heavier. She's like has dark hair.
Yes.
She's nice. She's never mean. She's always like,
She's
you should probably get with this. Come on. And then like when I go and sit down, she's never like, where have you been? But she is like very firm. Like you need to be coming to class.
she's nice, and I took that as her not giving a shit. I was like, oh, like she's like, okay, she has to tell me that I have to come to class, but she's not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Am I in Mall World?
I think we're in Mall World because that classroom connects to all my other Mall World things, but I haven't been there recently. So maybe we've missed a lot of topics.
Maybe I get stuck in the library.
Maybe.
I think maybe people explore during lunch, and I'm like, girl, I gotta get my homework done, and I get stuck in the library. That's
I also
crazy.
drive to this school, and I always have to park really, really, really far away. And sometimes I lose my car. So when I'm leaving, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. It's what parking lot is it in? Is it across? Is it in the field? Sometimes I park in a field.
Not the field. I don't know how I get to class. I'm just there.
Okay. I walk up the
I need to
stairwell with a bunch of
expand.
people.
I walk up the stairwell sometimes.
Huh.
Dude, this is so weird.
Is the stairwell white?
Yeah, it's white. I don't know about the railing, but it's very like sterile white. You kind of walk in and there's like a big room at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's just a bigger than normal like amount of space for the bottom of the stairwell room.
Yes, and it's always really crowded, and then you go up and the stairs curl around to the left.
I go up. Mine curl around to the right.
Gosh. We're in
Maybe
Mirror
I'm
World.
going up. Well, mine have two different sets of stairs. Sometimes I go different routes though.
Okay.
Because because the one that's closest to it does curve to the left. But mine, sometimes I come up the other way, and maybe that's why we don't see each other. I come up the other way and then walk in.
This is
Maybe
great.
we don't go to class on the same days.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And there's always so many people, so I have to look for you in the crowd.
I'm trying to think where my desk is, but
Mine's like middle. Like I walk in
middle back.
like I walk into the side of the classroom. So you're walking into all the desks like it's on the side of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like in the middle, set back a little. Like I don't
What
need
does
to walk.
this mean?
I don't know. We're in the same Dream World math class.
Yeah. And I don't think we share much other. I feel like we've had something similar. My other
I'm always at
dream.
the beach.
You're always at the beach.
Yeah.
That's so odd.
Sometimes I go to math class. That's why I'm skipping math classes because
You're
I'm at the resort.
You see, I haven't quite figured out what I'm skipping math class for, and I feel like it might be for work. I'm like, am I skipping math class for work?
Well, are you going to work in your dream?
Yeah, but it's my actual job. So I don't know if that's just separate or if that's my mall world.
We have to figure that out if your job is connected to Mall World.
Yeah. See, this is perfect that I just woke up. Then I'm more connected to my dreams.
Because you remember them.
Just rolled right out of bed. It has been 7 minutes, by the way. That was math. That took way too long. Way too long.
Yeah, she says, I'll jump in 5 minutes. Where are you?
Trying to think. I've had some ghostly encounters and I can't remember it for the life of me.
Really?
Yeah, it was like something electronic. And it's always the electronics. And I remember being like, I don't think that this is like supposed to happen. My Power Pro, the one that I tell to turn the lights on and off, she's been extremely slow recently. And then like I'll say like, hey Power Pro, and it'll take her a long time to do it. That was not too bad. But usually she hadn't been hearing me, and now I just whispered that and now she hears me. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her.
She's got a mind of her own.
She does, and that's what scares me. It's like smart house up in here.
So, speaking of, you know how at my second job, it used to be an old tuberculosis hospital, but now it's a college?
Yes.
And I don't work in the building with the morgue, but I do work in the building next to the morgue. Um, and so when I
Yeah.
first got started there, like a little over 2 years ago, I was really excited to potentially see like some ghosts or whatever. And I never really, and I never really like saw any. So I was like, okay, whatever, no ghosts here, like disappointing. So within the past like month, so many times I'm closing up, or there's like one or two people still in there because they go in a room and they take tests. They're like in a little soundproof room, and it's just me like click clacking on my keyboard. And so many times I see a person standing, not in an ominous way, like just a black shadow of a person standing either just slightly over my computer monitor, just out of the corner of my eye, to the point where I literally whip my head around and I look and then they're gone. But I've been seeing that a lot lately. And then I had one person finishing up the other day and I was just sitting in the silence. I wasn't doing anything. I was just like looking on my phone with obviously without the like sound in. And the garbage can, the little tiny recycling thing, it's like this big, it's like goes next to your desk,
Yeah.
was behind me against a wall and I was sitting very still and it moved.
Like how?
It scooted to the side. But
That's a weird.
I don't get bad vibes. I literally slowly turned around. There was nothing there. And I said, okay. And then I continued on. But I am concerned about the figure, but maybe they are black. Like it's a black shadow because that's just what they're wearing. It doesn't really associate with anything bad.
I read because of my black shadows in my dreams that I have when I sleep. And also I slept in there recently and I didn't have any dreams like that. But Tate was on the bed, so maybe he growled at them. I don't know. But mine were black shadows, and so I deep dove into that, and I think we talked about it on here. And I think it was either something that your brain protects you from seeing, like you see it as a black shadow because your brain can't fully process it. But that was also in a dream. I don't know if that's the same for real life.
I could see it happening in a dream. I don't know about real
Oh.
life. And maybe it's just my consciousness because whenever I look, I don't physically see a black shadow. I have a feeling slash whatever out of the corner of my eye that there is a black shadow there.
And then you sort of see
And then
something.
I see something. I know it's there. I'm aware it's there. I consciously turn to look and then it's gone. So in that, before I like actually see it or turn, it is a black shadow.
That's weird because that happens to me sometimes, but I just tell myself I'm just paranoid. I'm like,
I
because it's since it's only out of the corner of my eyes, I'm usually like, oh well, like if it's probably just something in my contacts, it's probably just like something I'm not really
Well, that's what I thought
actually
the
picking
first
up on.
time, but then it's been happening, and then it only happens. Knock on wood, because I'll take this. It only
Yeah, I wish.
happens at Duchess at like this old
Good.
hospital.
Let's
So
see
maybe they're like
mine.
full patients.
Yeah, that happens to me in bed.
That's not good.
Yeah. Oh. And I mean, we're probably on Shumash land. I bought a book. I have to read it actually, but it's called something of the massacre. Oh, Massacre of the Mountain. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like spooky and cool. And I opened it up and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. It's about like Native Americans. And I did buy it at a vintage store. And I think like it's only fitting that I read it because I probably live on their land. I absolutely live on Shumash land. So it would be cool to read that. But I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if we are haunted by those.
Yeah, maybe you
You
could
guys
find
talking
out.
about seeing ghosts?
Natalie, do you ever go to math class in your sleep?
What kind of math class? I flew another plane in my sleep.
That sounds about right. Math class. So Katie and I realized, just an update, I know everybody's already heard this. Katie and I realized we go to the same math class in the same school with the same teacher, and we're both like failing it.
Who's the
And we
teacher?
both avoid it.
But
She doesn't have a name. She doesn't have a name for you either, right?
But the location
So weird.
is
It's
like
the same.
it's on the second floor, up the stairwell to the right. She's really nice. Same teacher.
Yeah.
We both skip
And
it, so we're failing.
And it's a Mall World, but that's the only part of Mall World I've accessed.
I've never been to Mall World.
Well, I was telling my dream, and then Katie started telling her dream. You gotta listen to the episode, and I'm like, "Holy
I'll
shit,
listen
we
to
go
the
to the
beginnings.
same."
we go to the same math class, but we
Yeah.
actually skip it, so we never go there.
What does that mean?
I wonder if you're supposed to be there.
Like,
we
shall
have to get
we?
better
Like,
at math.
Part
We've
of
gotta get
the
better at math.
like moving on in mall world is actually like passing the class, and then you unlock like a different
Like
part of it.
Katie's on the beach. Katie's skipping for the beach, and I think I'm skipping for work. Or I don't get the vibe I'm skipping for work. Like I get the vibe that I'm just maybe it's means I'm avoiding something. Maybe we're just avoiding hard things in our lives and it's projecting
Mhm.
like that. I don't think I am, but I just am like I zoom out and I'm like, I don't need math. I don't need math. Like, and I hate math. I don't like the way math makes me feel. I'm not going. And so it's
I
me
don't
putting my
have the
foot
mall
down.
world dreams. I have like very specific, vivid dreams, but then I can't remember them later on. And then I'll remember. Do you ever have that where like you remember you had a dream, but you can't remember the details? So you can
Yeah.
kind of picture it, but you're like, what the heck was that? I had a couple of those recently, actually. Very weird ones, very vivid, strange dreams.
If I wasn't so lazy and like waking up at the last moment possible, I would have a dream journal. But I think because I snooze my alarm, I put my alarm in the bathroom across my house to actually wake up. But then I start sleepwalking to turn it off. But if I wasn't so lazy, I think I would have a dream journal.
I would like a dream journal. I just started a journal, so maybe I'll add a section for dreams.
I feel like when I wake up, like I need to like take a picture of my mind or like have like a recording of it.
I think you need to
Yeah, but
take
I
that's
feel
also
like
scary.
I would lose it really fast.
an intentional moment. Like as soon as you wake up, you're like, "Oh, I had a dream," and then intentionally say, "Like, okay, I'm going to take 30 seconds before I move, before I open my eyes, before I do anything, and just replay it in my head." And then
See,
you can
and
write.
I do that sometimes, not totally intentionally, but a lot of the times I'm like, wow, that was a weird dream. And I just think about it and I'm like, was I really doing that? But I have a lot of dreams where I'm at like work and then I go to work and I'm like, the memory will be sparked while I'm at work and I'll be like, wait, she didn't really say that. And I'm like, my dream will come up as a memory and be like, did my manager really tell me to like, I don't know, do this? And I'm like, no way, that must have been a dream. And that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. I had one more thing to say and then it escaped me. Gone. Into the
I was gonna
dream
say
waters.
we were going to sleep the other night and Jake was falling asleep and then all of a sudden he just starts laughing and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, I had like a falling asleep dream and it was just Nicolas Cage as a rabbit. I was like, okay.
Go back to sleep
Nice.
then.
Nice.
He's like, it just made me laugh and woke me up. And I was like, okay.
I love that.
Not more.
Mine was about work, not dreams. Okay, so yesterday, or it wasn't yesterday, I had off yesterday. This woman comes up to me, right, with a Sprite in her hand, and she goes, I'm so sorry, I was in the bathroom, I needed to poop, and my husband got a Sprite instead of a root beer for my son. Can I switch it out? And I was just caught off guard. I'm like, okay, yeah, you did not. I would have given it to you whether you went and pooped or not. And I was like, this girl's on the same energy as we are, but I didn't say anything.
That's really funny.
I couldn't stop giggling. I'm like,
That's
whoa,
actually really funny.
yeah, she does not give a shit.
She does.
She
does
does
give a
give
shit.
shit only during situations.
I know. She's very honest. She's like, I just thought you needed to know that.
Truly.
Maybe she thought it was adding dramatic effect, like.
Well, maybe I think she thought that I wasn't gonna like switch out her full soda
Yeah.
and be
So
like,
she
you have to
needed to give
purchase another
details.
one. So I think she needed to tell, yeah, like
I need
tell.
receipts.
And when she was like, my husband took care of it. I'm like, I got you.
I
got you.
understand.
Yeah, I understand. That's when I get regular Coke instead of cherry Coke. And all I
Mhm.
wanted was cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke. The only place that I
Okay,
know
so-
of that has Cherry Coke is In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. I know. The only place I ever get soda or really fast food anymore, I eat the humans. It's at In-N-Out. And
We don't have an In-N-Out I have to drive an hour and a half for In-N-Out.
That's good for you. My Saturday, well, I had to stop going on Saturdays because the line is fucking ridiculous. But I have fast food on and Saturdays, and I'm like in and out. Yeah, yeah,
In and out.
yeah.
I brought Zion through the In-N-Out drive-through once, and you know how they have the big window where they show you them making the burgers?
Yes,
He had his head out the window and he was just staring at them. He was like, burgers! And then they were all looking at him, and it was a really just entertaining experience for everyone involved.
that seems like a short film. I would watch that
Yes.
and laugh
He
the whole
was
way.
like, oh my gosh. And he was making eye contact with all of them, and then they were looking up and being like, oh my gosh, dog. And of course, he got his puppy patty. Yeah. And it was a very fun experience.
Hmm. Natalie, do you know anything about the earthquake Mom sent this morning?
No, I didn't even
Did we
look at
get an
it.
earthquake?
But we get a bunch of earthquakes. We have smaller ones around here. There's been ones of that size. I don't know why it was specifically in the news,
That was
but
funny.
4.6
we've had some.
magnitude.
We've had
What?
like some 4.3s recently around, out and about.
So, I know. I wait for like the little text message or like the beep. You just had an earthquake. Like, but that doesn't happen anymore. I
The
I
only
recall
thing-
like prior to COVID that used to happen. Like it would beep up. It would beep and be like an earthquake has happened.
I
But,
haven't.
like, a three.
This article, hold on, that Mom said,
What?
where is she getting these from?
I didn't read it.
It says, this is the entire article. A 4.6 magnitude earthquake shook Northern California Thursday morning, according to the United States Geological Survey. The epicenter struck at the depth of 10.9 kilometers near Boulder Creek, California.
Period.
Period. That's it.
There's nothing more. There's nothing more to talk.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes I'm like, is the ground shaking?
Well, I think it was because it was by like San Francisco, so people actually care about it.
That would make sense.
Like we had a 3.9 here by like Barstow, which is only a
Today?
little bit smaller. It was April 1st. Yes, yesterday.
It didn't happen.
It's fake.
Did anybody do any like April 1st jokes?
No,
I
and
didn't, and I didn't
No.
think about it.
Okay, the only joke that I just watched that I'm unsure if it's a joke. Do you guys follow Bradley on a Budget on TikTok?
No.
No.
Budgets send me into a spiral.
Okay, so essentially, Bradley on a Budget, he graduated from the culinary. He's like a queen. He graduated from the culinary with like $150,000 of debt. Then he turned around and tried to sue the culinary because he was like, wait. I was 18 years old and uninformed about any of this stuff.
So is everyone.
I don't think I should have signed $150,000 of my life away when I was 18 and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. He was on like the news for that. But now he calls himself a budget baddie, but he budgets to the extreme. Like he has a twin size, like college dorm bed. He doesn't use the heat. He doesn't use the AC. He reuses paper
That's
towel.
like me.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But he's really, really funny. And he has like a whole TikTok account. He's gay and he always talks about like his dates. And he is like, he calls his car the Frugal Mobile. It was built in like the 2000s. But anyway, I just saw a video of him. He's been house shopping because he saves a ton of money because of being like this for 10 years. So he has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just saved up in cash. So he's looking to buy a house. And I just saw before this, like he's gone on all these house tours. They're like legit houses. And he said, guys, like the budget baddie finally made a purchase. And looks like an old Airbnb that's like an old broken down RV in the woods with an outhouse. And so everyone was like, is this Bradley? Like this is to the extreme. Is this a April Fool's joke? Is this real? We don't know. And then he hasn't posted anything since.
I'd say like a flamboyant man is the type to make an April Fool's Day joke, especially if he's like, I feel like that feels like a joke. But
It has
if he
to be.
went to the culinary, like maybe if he's from this area, it might be around here, so you could check it out and see if it's on any.
Scope it out.
What are they called?
What does he do now for work?
I don't
Probably
remember. I think
influencer.
he does OnlyFans, he does leaf cleanup, he does all these crazy things, but he makes a lot of money.
Little side jobs? Okay.
I could see that. Man, if I took care of sorry, 12 things around my head at once. I'm like, just feet pics on OnlyFans. That would be a nice life, but I'm like, I don't get my, like Katie knows, runner's feet. I don't really take, and then I'm always like wearing sneakers at work too. So I'm in a pair of sneakers probably 90% of my life. And I'm like, I need to go get,
Gone all day.
yeah. Well, my floor is also always disgusting because of the dogs. So I'm like, I don't want to be barefoot ever. But I'm like, maybe there's a market for nasty feet because everyone has nice
There
feet.
definitely is, but I make it a like a priority of mine because I wear like dirty boots all day and like play sports and jujitsu and gym. I take care of my feet because I'm like, that's one thing I can do is get pedicures.
My problem is I walk in, I walk into the pedicure place and there's like 100 old ladies there, and I'm like, I just
You gotta
want
come
to,
here.
I want to go with the flow. Like I just want to go when I want to go. But when I go when I want to go, there's already people going when they want to go.
Yeah. Well, you have a schedule, I guess, that does line up with the old ladies.
I
Because
do.
they like you work opposite hours than like normal working people, like 9 to 5, and then the old ladies just don't work. So they're like, what
Yeah.
am I gonna do all day? I'm gonna get my pedicure. And you're like, this is my time. My time to go.
Actually, this is a pattern. This is something I kind of tried doing a while, and it kind of sounds like the frugal man,
Yeah,
budget, bike on a budget. What's
budget
his name?
baddie.
Budget Patty.
Like in a budget.
Bike on a budget. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a bike. Anyways, I've been like, wait, there's no reason I can't do it myself. With like building the studio, with recording my music, with giving myself a pedicure and a manicure. I'm like, why am I going to these places and paying them all this money when I could do it myself? And I really went through a DIY she shed moment of my life.
I like
And
that.
then, yeah. And then I'm like, well, I can do it myself, but it's not going to be as good. And it's going to take me much longer. And it's probably going to cost me more because it's gonna be bad and I'm gonna have to pay somebody else to do it. Like,
That's what I've found out is like, I'm like, oh, I can
unfortunately.
totally do it myself. But then when you add up all of the costs and the time, it like you end up
It
spending more
never
money than
works.
you would have spent because you're like, oh, I need to get all of the supplies and then some things
Yeah.
I'm sure it does, but only if you already have everything.
My
Like I do that with
biggest,
dinners sometime where I'm like, oh, I
yeah.
don't want to go out to eat because it's expensive. Let me make like a nice home dinner. And then I end up spending way more at the grocery store.
Hmm.
No, really. And then it goes bad. Like, I did that yesterday. There's the sushi place. Buy one spicy tuna roll, get another for $2.
They're
And
still doing that
I guess they do it all the time because I called them. I'm like, hey, what are your specials? And
Tuesdays.
I was Wednesday. I might do it again today. Give me mercury poisoning. Bring it on. I think I could take it. Yeah, no, that happened to me with music, and then I stopped like releasing music for like 6 or 7 years because I could never figure out how to make it sound professional enough on
Hmm.
my own. I'm like, I keep trying to do it, and I'm like, this sounds like a kindergartner made it, and I'm like, this the idea is there, the song is there, but like the execution just ain't. And then I didn't learn by that. I tried to build like a studio, and the doo doo dungeon just
That's
we
what I
pretty
was just
much
thinking
fixed
about.
it.
The
Yeah.
Can you
Goody
tell us more
Dungeon.
about it?
The doo doo dungeon. Okay, so there's this, I live in a trailer, tiny house deal. And then right across the way is this barn. And it's a massive barn. There's like lifts for cars, all of my storage up there. And there's this one little closet spaced room that was a bathroom, but it literally just had random stuff in it. Like the toilets were taking up, and I do say plural, were taking up
I was just
multiple
gonna ask.
spaces. There was one that was hooked up, one that was just sitting there, and then there was a mirror on the wall, and then on the other side was like a table with like different hawking stuff because Podger flies birds and such. So, anyways, I was like, I need a place to do my music because I haven't played the piano in a really long time. And so I would bring the piano in here and I'd set it up, and then it would just get really cluttered. And I'm like, this is too much. I need a place where I could set up all my music stuff and just leave it set up. And so I started taking apart this bathroom, and we pulled the toilet out and all of that stuff, and then I leave it for a little while, and I go in one day and I'm like, I just can't finish it. It just smells like poop. It's the doo-doo dungeon. Turns out the doo-doo dungeon is quite explosive, and we had to like
Boy.
we had to reseal it, but again, I let Hassam seal it. and he didn't actually seal it. He just put a lid on it. And so I'm like, boy, come on. This is when I'm like, I should just do it myself. But yeah, we got that. It doesn't smell like doo-doo anymore. But the drywall, I just can't get myself to go out there and do it. Like, I feel like I'm doing so much. And that's the last thing I want to do. Especially when the end goal used to be setting up my like desktop, my recording stuff, and going out there and recording my own music. When now I'm like, I go and do that in a studio, where a studio would be nice for me to record a demo. So when I get to the studio, I show them exactly what I want to do. And it would be great for recording the pod and just having like an extra hangout space, like a little secret room, be like, hey, look what I have. But I just don't want to do it. It's so much work. And that happens to me every project I take on. So I started saying no to everything and just getting sushi.
Well, sushi is delicious by you. I wish I might have to come out and get some sushi, some $6 tuna rolls.
Yeah, you're working from home.
Kind of. I mean, I was sampling drums today. I still have to go out and I have a lot more to do. I just don't have to. It's just me. So basically, I can come back and eat lunch when I want, but I do have a lot to do by myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I had an unexpected half day today because I work two
Ooh.
jobs, but my main job is a Catholic college. So I forgot that this was Easter weekend. So we had a half day today, an observant.
Oh, because they
Yes.
have off on Good Friday.
Do you have
Yes, it's
spring
Good
break next
Friday.
week?
We don't get spring break, but because we're a grad school. But I do have,
Okay.
yeah, we have Good Friday and we have this, but then we don't have like normal ones. We don't have President's Day or like Veterans Day. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't
You know,
Veterans Day, but they gave us off Juneteenth.
I think we might have that. I don't know.
I was
I
like,
can't relate. I work when everybody isn't, and back and vice versa.
we end up working holidays, like we don't get off, but we just get holiday pay.
Well, that's
They
nice.
tried, like, do you remember? I think this was last year. I wanted to visit you for the 4th of July, and they're like, you don't have off. Like, you have to work the 4th of July. So then I made up like some excuse that you were in the hospital and I had to help you. And they're like, can she just get another ride? And I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I can't
I
believe
do
they would
remember
even
that.
like request that. I was like, no, I'm taking off. Like, because I was just
I
kind of
do.
testing the waters to see like what they would do.
hmm
And I was like, are you kidding me? No.
Well, I remember you got here and you didn't even tell me beforehand. You're like, oh, by the way, they think that you
That
just
you
had
know,
knee surgery
it's not like
or
they were gonna call me.
something. Yeah. Well, I would have turned to acting on, and I'd be like that girl from
Yeah.
that Adam Sandler movie that starts talking in a like a British accent. And they're like, no, no accents.
No accents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody watch Summer House?
I want a summer house, but now I need to pay for my regular house.
No, do you watch the TV? This is my answer. The
You
TV show
watch
Summer
Summer
House.
Oh no, I was thinking. Remember, we were looking at the lake or the house on Eagle Craig.
Oh, I would love to.
I know.
Yeah. I need to get a first house before I could get a second house.
I know.
I need a record deal and then I could buy a house.
Anyway, no, I don't.
Yeah. There's a lot of drama going on and I wanted to gossip, but yep, if you're looking for a good show, I do think that show is like quality.
Show.
Quality drama. My problem is like I'll go to watch a show and then I won't be into it and then I'm like TV sucks. I hate that like period of trying to find a show that interests you and then
Yeah.
you're just like I don't really want to watch TV because everything's bad.
I think we watched kind of different shows. A show that I did like that I think you might like is called Ghosts, but specifically the UK one. And it's a comedy.
Okay. That's my problem too. I like comedy and then I like drama because there's nothing else, but I don't want anything that's going to give me anxiety.
No, I
Like
think
I
you'll
don't
really like it.
like and I don't want to see blood. I don't want people fighting cuz why am I watching people fight on television?
Yeah.
Like
What was the one that I just watched that I thought Nat would like? It's where they go back in time. We talked about this.
Oh,
The 11.
11/22/63. I saw that. I think I watched that in like 2018.
hmm.
Because it's older, right? Because I watched it, I think when it came out. I remember watching it in my dorm in Buffalo. That would have been like
That's what you
2017.
watched in your dorm in Buffalo? I
Yeah.
was rewatching Gossip Girl and
That shows you
what's
how
it
far
called?
behind. Whoa, how far?
What?
I have really
Mm.
bad allergies. You missed that. Um,
Yeah, I
that shows
think we
you
just
how
have
far behind I am, and
very different TV interests,
yeah.
but that's okay.
But yeah, I was trying to look up a ghost story to tell, but this is like a whole ass article. Santa Barbara, California.
See, Barbara.
Castle Rock. Cool, cool. Whoa, she being burned at the stake. I don't think she actually is, but it was Agnes. Agnes has scary fucking eyes.
Yeah, her eyes are glowing.
Yeah. The wanders alone for all eternity. She wanders alone for. Oh, I bet she does. Okay. Well, that ain't it. I gotta go to Reddit.
What story are you looking for?
I just want to
Any?
end with like a scariest. Okay, this one I was actually going to look up the San Miguel mission because every time I go up to Parkfield, I drive by it. And the first time when Natalie and I went to go horseback riding up there was like it was dark and stormy, but there was a massive full double rainbow. And I'm like, that's crazy.
That was really crazy.
Mhm. The Eldida Cemetery in Paso Robles is one of the most haunted places along with the San Miguel Mission. Both places have had some crazy experiences with what we felt like were ghostly encounters. I also worked at the Elkhorn in San Miguel. That place had the most experiences with the TVs turning on and off. A drink started swirling itself with a straw, and people have seen a shadow cowboy sitting in the corner.
He just
That's the
kind of
shadow
take a drink.
cowboy.
Maybe I have shadow cowboys at my job.
Okay.
Yeah. People are lame. My scariest experience I've had is trying to find affordable housing. Then fucking move. I want a scary story.
Scary story.
Okay, yeah. It's really racking my brain. I don't know what was like, because I told Katie when we first got on here, I had a ghost experience. And then I forgot about it. And I almost wrote it down. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to forget about it. But then I did. So,
Well, it wasn't
it
with
was
your
electronic.
lady, your talking lady, your robot lady.
No. There is this is an older one when I was at work, so I'm going to explain the layout, even though whenever I'm listening to podcasts where they explain the layout, it never works. Anyways, I'm standing in the kitchen of our restaurant and it's an open kitchen. I could see out, right? There's a cashier's station with two registers, and then there's the bar that's closer to the kitchen, and that's a 360 bar, and they have two registers as well. And so I look over at the cashier's registers. All of the screens are dark except one of them flickers on and goes light, and then and then I look and it turns back off. And it happens again, and as soon as I tell my coworker, she's like, "No, it's not." And then it turns back off. And then it turns back on. And I'm like, hey, it's happening now. Turn around. And the second she turned around, it went black again. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, am I getting like there's signs, electronic signs, and they're trying to make me look crazy. And nobody else can see them. And yeah, I don't know.
The e signs are there for you. I don't
The
know.
signs are there.
Signs.
I feel like, yeah, maybe I'm just on like I'm on a different vibe level, I guess.
Maybe your
Maybe.
vibes are so high that you affect all of the like the transmissions and the waves around you.
Maybe. Only time can tell.
Guys, I need a haircut.
Guys, I need a haircut too, but speaking
Well, I don't get my haircut ever just because I'm just like, I'm not going to change the way it looks. I'm just going to get it trimmed. So why go in all the time? But look how bad my split ends are.
You should just have Jake do it. You know what I do is you
Mhm.
wash your hair. I do this all the time. Wash your hair, and then you put on a t-shirt that has writing on the back, and you stand up nice and straight and brush it straight, and then you have the person take a picture of your back, and then you look at your hair and you say, okay, just cut it along the Rocky Mountain line or cut it along the text line, and then it just gets cut nice, and then it's straight.
no.
Well, because I also have to get like, you know how in braids you're supposed to like cut like these parts that stick out off because
Mhm.
those are dead ends too. But yeah, this is just atrocious.
That does look really
Yeah.
bad.
The last time I got my hair cut was when I got bangs. That was like a year ago.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe
My
more than that.
problem is my hair. I just have this like delusion that this woman that I we never really talked about this on the pod because we did, and then another electronical thing happened, and like it didn't work. Like the whole episode disappeared, and I think it was the universe telling me not to like spend a
Mm.
whole like a whole episode dragging somebody. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking it as a go. But basically, I got my hair done. She bleached. Well, basically, I sit down. I'm like, I want a balayage. I just want like a little bit of like a summer like lightening. And she said, so the pictures that you're showing me, that's going to be a full blonding, not a balayage. And I'm like, okay, like I've gotten a balayage before and I loved it, but okay, I trust you. You're the professional. Girl ends up dyeing, like bleaching my entire head and then dyeing the top back to my original color and then keeping underneath white. And I was just like so mad. I posted it on TikTok because I'm like, tell me if I'm delusional. Because I needed to know. Because I'm like, am I just like, does this look good and I'm just like crazy? Or does this actually look horrible? And everyone was like, girl, you got to go back, get your money back, ask them to fix it. And I said, okay. I went back. And then after I went back and fixed it, well, they bleached my hair again. They bleached the part that she bleached and dyed my hair back to my original color, which burnt off a lot of my hair. And then I'm like, what are they doing? And anyways, it ended up looking good when I left, but I'm like, the technique was not there. And then they emailed me the next day and they're like, hey, we saw your TikToks. We would like you to take them down. And I'm like, no,
Like you gotta stand
no.
behind the work that you do. Like if you're gonna hire someone that does bad work, like they're gonna represent like how you're seen
Yeah.
in the
That
public
was a
eye.
complete waste of my time. I had to tip another hairdresser because I'm not gonna like they didn't give me the first hairdresser because I didn't want her. So they gave me another hairdresser and I'm like, well, it's not her fault and she fixed my hair, so I have to tip her again. And it was like 6 or 7 hours of my life.
Did they give you a
And
refund for the first time you went?
no, they just fixed it for free.
I would have been like, well, if I have, I'll take the TikToks down if you give me a full refund for all of
It
this
was
hassle.
it was just my head. I was like, you messed up my head. Now I've decided I'm not dyeing my hair anymore ever.
Me
Like
too.
I don't trust anybody. And like I learned because I dyed my hair light and then everybody was dyeing their hair my color and I'm like, "Oh, it's just like what mom said." Yeah, that's perfect, Katie. And I
This is
kind of
my
want to
natural hair.
dye
I haven't dyed it in like a year.
my roots are the same color, but this is
Mine
definitely
is so
lighter at the
different.
end. Yeah,
We
but my
live and
roots are
learn.
this color. Yeah. In our
Yeah,
math
if you
class
let
we
it
look the
die
same.
out, like
I'm
I
just
think
going to let it
also
grow
part
out.
of it was that like when I first started like letting it grow out and not dyeing it, I was like, oh my god, it's so like I keep it back. It's so dark. I look like a brunette. But in reality, it's not. It's just not bleached. And it's also wintertime. Like it's
Yeah.
blonde. It's the same color. It's fine.
I kind of want to be a brunette. Also,
Mine just
you probably the
depends
same.
on if my hair is clean or dirty. Like it looks very like I'll take it down and it looks different in different lights. Like sometimes it will look blonde and sometimes it'll look like red, sometimes it'll look brown.
Okay, well, that being said, this salon was furious that I wouldn't take it down. I did say I felt as though my hairdresser was stoned. And I stand by that. Girl didn't give a shit and she messed up. And I didn't say for fact that she was stoned. I said I felt like she was stoned or something because I've never had a hairdresser speak to me like that. And I've been around a lot of people who are stoned. And then my fear is that I'm blacklisted somewhere. Like I fear that they're like, if you see this girl, see this name, don't cut her hair. You know, I'm worried that I'm gonna go in and they'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm not taking care of you. Like you're blacklisted around
I wouldn't
here.
go back to that
And
salon
so
ever.
I'm not going back to that salon, but I'm worried that that salon spread the news and like talked about it to other salons. And now I can't go get my haircut when clearly I need to get a haircut. Like
I think it's okay.
I think you're fine. I don't know.
it's getting
I
really
think they would
blonde.
be
At least
too
it's
scared
supposed
to
to be.
retaliate because then you'll make another TikTok about whoever
Yeah.
retaliates. And you'd be like, I will start the hairdresser drama. But
Hmm.
yeah, we have very different colors.
Yeah, but this is dyed.
Yeah.
This is natural up here.
Yeah.
This color. But that is still kind of it's different. It's definitely dirty blonde, sandy blonde. But yeah, I just need a like my hair is just too long without any definition. And so I just need a little like cut to like here so I and like I like the face framing layers so I could like curl it in. That's
I
my
think that's what
favorite
I'm gonna
look.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know what I need actually, because I have my bangs that grew out and it doesn't, like when it's all straight and I just shower, like it looks very separated. So I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe I should get like a full, just like trim, face framing layers, fix the literal just dead ends that are fried.
Maybe I'll just start flying home to get my hair done, or like driving to LA, or at least Santa Barbara. Be like,
You
I
could.
just go to a different town.
It would just be like a fun like day trip for you.
Yeah, it would be the entire day though.
Mhm.
Like, can you just give me a pedicure?
I was gonna
What,
switch
Kate?
gears and tell you some drama about
Hmm.
insurance.
Oh boy.
No, it is drama.
Okay.
So if you are listening and you have any advice and you are an insurance person, long backstory, quite short. In New York, you get these things called ice dams, and it's where you have a lot of ice on your roof, and then you get a warmer day, and the ice starts melting, but then it gets back to like -10, and then everything that has melted and gone in like ran everywhere over your house then freezes, and then the water has no place to freeze and expand, so it pushes back inside your soffits and down your walls. So I did talk about this a few weeks ago, or maybe like a few months ago. So I had these ice dams and it was raining, not raining, but it was like water was coming down inside the house. So I was going back and forth. Do I do an insurance claim? Do I not do an insurance claim? I don't know. I've never done insurance claims before, especially for a house. It's annoying. I don't know. So I talked to a million people. I do all this research and I come to the conclusion I'm just going to do the insurance claim because, why not? I pay insurance.
Pay for it once.
Yeah.
It's going to go up, but it always goes up. So let's just do it. So at first, everyone is super nice and they're answering my questions. And I made sure I went in saying, like, okay, I'm just exploring this. If I don't want to do it, I can still cancel it, right? Yes. So insurance says, I'm going to send somebody out. So they send out this man named Nate. He's like a really Italian guy. Nate comes out and he looks around. He's like, yeah, man, like, no problem. We're going to fix all this stuff. So he comes and he does all these measurements and he's like, okay, like whatever you need, like it's fine. He's like my age and he does all the measurements. He measures the walls. He's like, oh yeah, you're going to need this. You're going to need that. We're going to replace some of the walls. It's going to be great. So then I don't hear anything for like 2 days. And so I call my like contact person and it's this lady with this crazy name that I don't even know how to say her name. And she's like, hi, Caitlin. I just wanted to let you know that your $9,000 check is in the mail and it's ready for you to be cashed. And I was like, hold the phone. We did not even discuss this, lady. And like Nate, the Italian man, decided it's just $9,000. Like we didn't discuss. I didn't see a quote. Like actually, I don't think $9,000 will even cover one wall. Like this wall was $5,000, and so that's going to cover like, okay, fine, one wall. I need the other, So she was like, well, Caitlin, blah, 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 like trying to push me around. I was like, okay, I need to channel my inner Liv. So I was like, I'm not taking the $9,000. And she's like, why don't you hold on to it? So I said, okay, fine. So I said, well, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, well, you can get other people to come give you insurance quotes. So I got another quote and it was like $25,000. So I go to send that in and she was like, yeah, I'm going to need you to look through the two quotes, the $9,000 quote and the $25,000 quote, and I'm going to need you to list the differences and send them in. And I was like, I can't read this quote of jargon. I don't know. And then this is where the tea comes in. So I did get I'm going to call it a fake quote, but it's not a fake quote, from the person who used to live here. His company, they gave a quote for clearing the ice dams off of the roof. In reality, it was just the person who lived here, but whatever. And the company was like, sure, like we'll send a bill. Fast forward, I get a text yesterday from the wife of the owner of that company. And she says, hi, I'm wondering where my money is. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, the quote for clearing the ice dams. I was like, the $600 quote that your company didn't even come and do it. Like my friend did it for free, like on his own time. And she's like, yeah, that quote, I'm expecting that money. And I said, you're not getting it because your company didn't come out and do any work. I just needed like it itemized basically. And she was like, you'll be hearing from my husband. So then I heard from the husband And he was very upset. He was like, this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. So then the other person who used to live here had to get involved. And it's like this crazy thing. And so they were like, you'll be hearing from us. So, very long story short, I think I decided I'm going to cancel my claim and not get any insurance money and just fix things on my own. But then I called the insurance lady yesterday. This is the last part of the story. I called the insurance lady yesterday and they like super jerk you around. And I was like, hi, I think that I'm going to decide that I'm just going to send the check back and I'm not going to do anything. And she made me feel so bad. I was like, stay strong. She was like, now, Caitlin, why would we want to do that if you have damage to your home and you could potentially have this and that? Like, why wouldn't you? And I was like, because nothing is going to
It's
be
not
covered.
enough.
And then somehow with this, I get caught in the middle. Like, so I need to reach out to each contractor. I need to keep reaching out to the adjuster. I need to keep reaching out to the insurance. And like, I'm like, okay, I have this from you, like a project manager. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I doing everybody's job here? And I told her that. I was like, this is just too much for me to handle right now. And she was like, well, that's what it takes to own a home and like deal with insurance. So she was like yelling
What
at
does
me.
she get out of it? What does she get
I
out
just
of
feel
it?
like,
Does
do
it get
you do
money?
your job? Like,
What does
I
she
feel like
get
you
out
can
of
come
it?
back and give me more money, and then maybe we'll talk about
I
this.
think that they wouldn't want insurance
Yeah.
claims, right?
Wait, so the person who just walked around, it wasn't Nate, Italian guy, that was with the actual insurance company?
Yeah, Nate is with the
There was
insurance.
just like another dude that walked around and let you know
I
whether
called
you
him
needed to do that or not?
because Nate came and gave me the $9,000 quote. Okay, here you go. Here's your 9,000. Just get somebody to fix it. So whoever I get to fix it would say $9,000 isn't covering anything. So it's my job to shop around to find a contractor.
Mhm.
So I called in different contractors saying, hey, this is what needs to be done. This is the quote. This is the money. And they're like, we can't do that for 9,000. What are you talking about? Like, they're giving me higher quotes. So then they're like, we could do it for this much. So then I sent it to insurance and they were like, yeah, we're not paying for that. So then I got stuck in the middle of a standstill where,
And then the other person was saying you owe them for the quote?
yeah,
For being on the phone and being like, "Hi, how much would it cost to do this?"
yeah. And then
That's
they
that's
didn't even,
shady.
yeah. And they didn't even, those people didn't even come do it. It was the person who used to live here went up on the roof, did it, and just told his company like, "Hey, like, can you make a bill for like $600?" And so yesterday, when they both were bombarding me and calling me saying, "Hey, we want our $600," I said, "I'm not paying you $600," and they're like, "We sent you an invoice for it." And I said, "You didn't do any work. Like the invoice was to then submit to insurance." And they're like, "Yeah, well, we still want the money." And I was like, "That's stealing. Like, I'm not doing that. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?"
It's
that
wild.
is crazy.
So now I'm like, I guess I'm not going through insurance. So I decided yesterday, I was like, before I send the check back, the stupid $9,000 check that isn't going to cover anything, I was like, I'll take a day and think about it. But I do think I'm just going to cancel the whole thing and be like, I'll just work on the house wall by wall while I can.
Yeah.
Also, wait, the last
Unfortunately.
crazy piece of this, when you put it in an insurance claim, your insurance goes up, right? Because
Yeah.
you're making a claim. It's annoying, but it does. So I asked them, what is my insurance going to go up? Like if I put this claim in, because it's kind of big, it's like a few walls and the ceiling and like possibly the roof. And they're like, we can't tell you. And I was like, what do you mean you
Oh
can't
yeah,
tell
you
me?
told me about that.
Oh,
They're
they'll
like,
tell you like next year when they're doing your
yes.
So
quote.
they're
They
like,
were like,
yeah, we
you'll
can't tell
know.
you.
Everything's all said and done. You'll know in January of next year. I was
Weird.
like, can you give me an average? And they were like, no, we don't know. It just depends on how much your stuff costs. And I was like, this is crazy. So yesterday I had like a mental breakdown and I yelled at that lady on the phone. I yelled at
I'd yell at her
everybody.
too. I'd yell
And
at
I was
all of
like,
them.
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I'm not paying any of you. I also am sending your stupid $9,000 check back, and then I will fix the walls when I can. Isn't that wild?
So they're trying to send you a check for work that was done by somebody who lived at the house while they lived at the house?
Yes, who did it on his own time, like at night, stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not paying that, right?
No, I told her I'm not
Do you
paying
actually
it.
have an invoice?
Yes, because I was going to submit it to insurance, but it's a fake one. Not fake, but like it's what that work would have costed.
It's an
But the
estimate.
person just so happened to live here. So they were like, oh, I'll just do it for free. I was like, they're not good people. And then I told them, I said, I'm not paying it. And they said, you'll be hearing from us. And I said, okay, great. And then they were going back and forth. She was like, I don't know if you deleted my messages, but I'll be looking for that insurance money. So then I actually called insurance and I was like, hey, are you going to cover the ice removal from the roof? And they said no. So I sent this lady all those messages and all those emails. And she was like, that's not my fault. Like, we still sent you an invoice. I said, you didn't do any work in my house. The person who lived here did it and you just wrote it up.
Yeah.
So then I said, go talk to the person who lived here. Go figure it out with him.
Be like, that's not my problem.
That's what I said. Not my problem.
That's crazy.
Next, you're gonna
Yeah.
get blocked, and then you can't contact me. And sorry.
What are you going to send it to collections? $600.
Yeah, you're gonna hire a lawyer.
That's the thing that I heard about collections is if something gets like sent to collections, collections is actually private companies that buy people's debt. So once it's bought, they're knowingly purchasing the debt. So you don't technically have to pay them. They're really good at like pressuring people and being like, you're gonna go to jail, blah, 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 blah. You don't owe collection. Like you owed the company and you were financially responsible for that. And you could go to jail if you don't pay the company. But once it goes to collections, they
That's true.
buy people's debt. There's like a
What I do
workaround
know.
for it.
So I pay for insurance because I'm too type A for not paying for insurance. But at my job, it's not provided for me. But I'm too scared that one day I'm just gonna like trip and fall down the stairs and like hurt myself and then not have insurance. But every other bartender I work with the exception of like one that works enough to get insurance with the company, they don't have insurance. They don't pay for insurance. And I'm like, wait, you guys are crazy. What happens when you have to go to the hospital or whatever? And
Cheaper.
they're just like, well, no, you pay for it, but you don't ever have to pay for it. Like it's never going to go to customs. It's never going to go to your family. Like you could just slowly pay it or just not pay it. Sorry, I started chugging a seltzer and it's not good for me. I'm burping up a storm. But they said that, yeah, it never goes to collections. You just don't need insurance. And I'm like, that's crazy.
That is
And
a
I've
wild
thought
one.
about doing that. Because I pay like $400 a month for insurance.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a lot. And then for something to happen, and then they're like, oh, insurance is going to cover like 10% of it or like 20% of it.
Yeah.
So
Especially
you
for
never
my,
get.
I think my deductible is like $10,000 or something crazy.
I
So
have
it's like,
insurance through work, like my full-time salary job, and I still pay like $400.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a
crazy.
scam.
But anyway, we're talking about in this situation.
You should get. They should treat
Yeah,
insurance
that's
like
crazy,
if you
Kate.
don't use it, you should get what you put in back.
But then they wouldn't make money. How do they have
I
They
know.
wouldn't make money. They'd be trying to steal money from me. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess my question is option A, do I keep the $9,000 that was given to me by insurance? Do I risk having my insurance go up by an unknown amount and then find a contractor? I have contractor friends and it has to be a legit company. It can't be just like a friend who's a contractor. It has to be a legit company who comes in. I say, here's $9,000. Here's what needs to be done. Pick a part of the house that needs to be done. And it cannot include a roof. It would have to be an interior.
Can you switch insurance companies?
Maybe. Or do I just send the check back and deal with it on my own and pay for it?
like you kind of slowly do it and work on it yourself?
Yes, like I'm already set to
Are
buy,
the
I'm buying a new
walls-
roof. It is fine. The
walls
problem
are
is the
fine?
roof. The roof is old, so it was raining through the roof, really. But I'm set to buy a new roof this spring. So once I get a new roof on there, then I can just repair. Like the walls are fine. Like this is one of the walls. It was just raining, like dripping from in here down.
Do you think there's like damage in there?
I mean, probably, but
What
there's
if
also
you
insulation because I bought the house. It's a 70s house. So when I replaced this wall, there was like they all need to be replaced.
What if you call the insurance company back, be like, I would like Nate to come back out here and take a second look, and then have one of your contractor friends there while Nate's taking a look and be like, so this is how much it's actually going to cost, because you seem to be really uninformed with how construction works and how much it costs.
That's basically what my role was, which shouldn't be my role. But that's
Yeah.
everyone I talk
Because
to.
that happened with my car. I like insurance. I had my Ford Fusion, basically. It was a 2022 or not. I forget what it was. But basically, insurance was like, we're not going to pay to fix it, but we'll give you this much for it. And then at that point, I was just like, that's nothing. Let me kind of Google and figure out like what the deal is with insurance and stuff. And apparently, I lived in Washington at the time. The rule is they have to give you either um fix your car or give you the amount that you would get if you were to buy that same like model car, same year, same mileage. So I went back and sent them. I was like, you're about like $8,000 low. Because I think they're going to try to give me like $5,000 for a car. And I was like, this is how much it would cost me to replace the car. And in the state of Washington, that is your requirement to give me if you are saying that you're not going to pay to fix it. And he was like, oh, sorry, I was going off of Texas rules. I'm so sorry. Like, so basically caught him because they'll never give you the full amount up front. You have to call them out and be like, no, like it is your job. It is your responsibility to give me this much.
That's what happened to me yesterday, where I asked her the specific steps, and literally she was like, you have Nate's quote from us. Now it's up to you to find 3 local companies, get them in, have them make quotes. Then you, as the homeowner, need to look through all of those 3 quotes, look through Nate's quote, list out the differences, send those differences to me, and then I will reevaluate them and then come back with a second like an additional amount of money. But the problem was that she already cut the check. She cut the check thinking I'm just a dumb girl. Like, oh, like Nate came out. I said, what are the next steps? I've never done this. She said, oh, your check's in the mail. It's in the mail. It's on the way to you. Just use
We'll
that.
call her out and be like, can I speak to your boss about you cutting corners? And make her feel like threatened.
I just don't know how to deal with it anymore. So I'm just going to say,
I'd call her out. I'd be like,
well, what's the limitation? Like, I get that. That's like math class. Like, what's the limitation that you can, like, can you work on this claim for a year? Like, can you be like, listen, I don't have the mental bandwidth to deal with it right now. I want to wait till summer when it's or spring. Yeah, but you're allowed to do that.
Fine.
I say just think on it for now. Get your like really decide what you want to do, especially if it's just fine right now, and then deal with it. Yeah,
I think I'm just gonna send it back, say I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna purchase a new roof myself because the roof isn't covered because of the age of it. Put a new roof on, and then slowly just repair the walls. Maybe I'll remodel while I'm at it.
Why not?
It was just annoying. So message out there, I hate all insurances.
You gotta be worse than they are.
I know I wasn't.
Job so much harder to be like, lady, I pay you. You need to do your job.
And I was like, I am upset.
They get me to that state.
It's like, I wonder why, Miss Lady who no one can pronounce your name.
Yeah, Fcom Mappa or something, whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd be like, I wonder why.
Well,
okay, I gotta go back and sample more Johns.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Scoot, scoot. We'll see you later. Bye.
Farewell.
Farewell.
2 wheels are better than 4. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub where 17 Scooters Club.